and welcome back. We're going to be doing something very exciting in this next exercise, and if you've had a look at your fun sheets, which I hope you have, you will know that we're about to do a psychic conversation. You're about to have a psychic conversation with somebody maybe that you have a little bit of an issue with, something that's unresolved, or maybe that you need to speak to them about something that makes you nervous, like asking your boss for a pay rise or asking your flatmate, to clean up after themselves. Could be something really simple like that. But if there's a topic in your life with a person in your life that you have found difficult to resolve, then a psychic conversation is absolutely the perfect approach to help you with this. My angels and guides taught me all about the psychic conversation many, many years ago, because I was one of these people that if I felt someone was going to get angry with me or not listen to me when I needed to express something, I would just clam up. You know that expression, bunny in the headlights? I'd just kind of feel stunned and I'd forget what I was going to say. Those of you who've read You Are Clairvoyant know that there's a chapter in that book all about this topic, and there's some great examples in there of some incredible breakthroughs that my clients have had. And it's an amazing and very powerful tool. It's not just about thinking about the person or imagining yourself talking to them. There are some very specific steps, and what we're doing is we're communicating with the other person at the level of their heart, at the level of their soul. So we're bypassing this monkey mind again that can be so defensive and argumentative and comes from a place where someone has to be right and someone has to be wrong. It's not about that. It's about helping you to really clearly express your truth. And of course, the psychic conversation can be used to express something beautiful and loving as well. Sometimes it's just as difficult to tell somebody you love them as it is to tell them that you might have a problem or an issue with them that needs to be sorted out. So you can use a psychic conversation to send positive, powerful messages, or you can use a psychic conversation to resolve something that's been bothering you, in some cases for a very long time. It's especially useful if you've lost contact with the person. You might have an old email address that bounces back. You don't know what their phone number is anymore. Or, of course, as I've been saying since the beginning, you just feel too intimidated to contact them in person one way or another. So use a psychic conversation. Amazing things can come in return. I've had people contact me, people that I haven't seen for months, even years in one case. I had a psychic conversation with them and they contacted me within a week, responding to the topic that I had spoken to them about in the conversation. So it is amazing, and I'm so glad my angels and guides taught me this one. Now, you might need to pause the video in a moment and really think about who it is you'd like to have this psychic conversation with. Who is it that you feel you've got something unresolved with, something that still needs to be said, something where you feel you weren't completely heard or acknowledged. And it's not just about getting your own way. It's not about manipulating the other person or forcing them to see your point of view or getting them to do what you want them to do. All the psychic conversation does is bypass the head, communicate straight with the heart and the soul, says this is how I feel, this is how it is from my point of view, and this is what I would like now as a result of this conversation, as an outcome of this conversation. The person receives the message. They're still at liberty to respond to it however they want. They are still beings of free will. So we're not manipulating or forcing them. We're just simply communicating exactly our feelings and thoughts. Okay, I think we're clear on that. So get yourself comfortable, close your eyes, put your pen and paper or your writing implements to one side for now. You'll only need them at the end. And think about who it is you want to talk to, what it is you would like to talk to them about, and what outcome you're going to ask for. You can call your angels and guides in to help you and support you through the whole process, if you like. They're always here for that kind of support. Now, even if you don't know their telephone number or their contact details, don't worry. We're just going to imagine picking up a phone or a mobile phone and dialing a number, and the other person answers. The person you want to speak to answers. And you say, hello, whatever their name is. I'd really like to speak to you. It's very important to me that I speak to you. And they don't question it or quibble or say, what's it about? You simply say, I'd like to speak to you now about a very important topic, and then you nominate a place where you would like them to come and meet you. Normally at this point I pick somewhere that I really enjoy being, a place that I find really comfortable, my favourite cafe or my garden where I've got a table and chair. We can sit down in the garden and have a talk in private. So you say to them in your mind, I really need to speak to you. Please come and meet me in this place, this location now. Now, we are dealing here with energy. So when we say I'd like to meet you now, it doesn't matter if they're on the other side of the country or on the other side of the world, they will turn up almost immediately. Space and time don't factor in here. So in your mind's eye now, hang up the phone. They've said yes, okay, I'm going to come. Go and position yourself in your mind. Imagine yourself being out there in your garden, or being in your favourite cafe, or being in your lounge room, wherever it is you've nominated for the meeting to take place, wherever you feel comfortable. The person arrives, you greet them, you have them seat themselves wherever it is you would like them to be, whatever's comfortable for you. Set up the whole scenario in a way that's comfortable for you. And then when you're ready, start talking to them about what it is you have to say, what it is you need to say, and don't hold anything back. You know, if you feel genuinely angry, then you've got to let that out. It's a very cathartic process, the psychic conversation. And by all means, pause this video now if you need a bit more time, but please remember to come back for the next step, because just telling them what you think and what you need to say is not the finish of it. Now let's move on to the really crucial step of expressing clearly to this person what outcome, response or result you would like. If you want an apology, ask for it. If you'd like a pay rise, ask for it and say how much. If there's a time frame that's important to you, if you want something resolved before Christmas or before your birthday or before a certain date or event, make that very clear. Aiming high, but being realistic at the same time. Those two things don't cancel one another out. We need to just remember that everybody's human. And then when you've really clearly told this person what outcome you would like, thank them for coming. Make it clear to them that it's okay for them to go now. And in your mind's eye, watch them leave the location that you'd invited them to. And just sit for a moment with the feeling. What does it feel like now that you've finally got that off your chest, or you've finally asked for something that you've been wanting to ask for a long time? And just sit with that feeling, and if you've become emotional, that's fine. Wipe away the tears or have a good laugh, whatever it is you need to do. And then when you're ready, please open your eyes. You can wriggle your fingers and toes again if that helps you get back into your physical awareness. Now, one of the interesting things with psychic conversations, of course, is that other people aren't necessarily all that intuitive or receptive. Some people are a bit dense, and we mean that in an energetic way. The angels and guides love using words like that. Some people are a bit dense energetically. They may not receive the message very clearly the first time. Of course, some people will have a defense up against whatever it is you want to talk to them about. So you are allowed to have the same conversation with the same person 3 times. And if you still don't get a response after that, you simply need to accept that they're just not going to respond, or they don't agree, or they don't feel comfortable with what it is you want as the outcome, or whatever. Again, like I said, we're not here to coerce people or to make them give us what we want or to make them see things our way. This is a tool for you to communicate your feelings clearly. And now this is where you need the pen and paper. And this is where I will leave you to it in a moment. Write down everything that you can remember about that conversation, especially who you spoke to, what you spoke to them about, and what outcome you asked for. It's amazing how easy it is to forget those details. But I really congratulate you for giving this a try. I understand that it's difficult to do it while I'm speaking. I'm trying to give you all the steps and fill in the information that you need to know. So if you'd like to try this one again, repeat it with the person that you just spoke to or whatever, that is completely fine. But still write down whatever you can remember, the details from this particular practice. And then, as I said before, you can have the same conversation with the same person 3 times. It's kind of like a 3 strikes you're out thing. But if you feel like you got this one done clearly and you're satisfied with it, give it time for the result to come. Absolutely well done. Really, really proud of you for working through that. It's an interesting one, a powerful one, very worthwhile, a wonderful tool to have in your little psychic toolkit there. Fantastic, and we'll see you in the next exercise. Go and write your notes down about what happened. Namaste.